Christine Jones. Yes, no. Nick Mayo. We not ahead of time, are we? Jeanette Macdonald. Yep. Do we know that people aren't here? Yes. Can you let me know? Welcome.
Hi, this is my husband. He's straight after me.
Oh, okay, so that's 917 and 919, Jeanette and Angus Macdonald.
Oh, go on.
Right, so my name's Janet Macdonald. Janet, like Janet Jackson. I grew up on a farm in the Waitaki Valley and spent most of my childhood wandering over tussock-covered hills, which I think is why I love Brighton. We now live right beside the beach in South Brighton with our 3 children. But my mother grew up in Ashburton in the 1950s, and even then as a child, she knew that East Christchurch was certainly a place you did not want to live. That stigma is well and truly alive today. When I suggested to one of our friends that they should look at buying a family home near the beach, she replied that I would never live on that side of town, as if it's a commonly known hazard and we'd miss that. But my husband and I, we didn't grow up anywhere near Christchurch, and we weren't indoctrinated in this intergenerational prejudice that exists toward the east. When moving to Christchurch, we just saw the beautiful, stunning, wild and magnificent beach that makes the east side the best side. We're not the only ones. Many of the parents at South New Brighton School are English, Spanish, German, American and Canadian. They can't believe that they can live right on the beach in New Zealand. We all choose to live there because we can walk on the beach or the dunes for miles, and our children have an almost endless playground. Friends and family from Avonhead, Rolleston, Springston, Southland comment it's as if you cross a line. Everything's nice, the roads, the roadsides, the council landscaping, and then you cross an invisible line and you know you've arrived on the east side. I love where we live and I don't have a chip on my shoulder. It's other people from other parts of Christchurch and New Zealand asking me, why does the east look like this? We're so excited about the possibility of the council investing in Brighton and continuing to invest in Brighton. We're disillusioned once again. Why was the one and only specific question on the submission form asking ratepayers whether they agreed or disagreed with money being spent in Brighton? It felt like you were looking for an out. It sometimes feels that intergenerational prejudice against the east might be present in some of the councillors. So many people native to Christchurch continue the mindset. I don't understand why that prejudice exists. 82% of people in South Brighton have formal qualifications, 20% of us have degrees. Our friends in South Brighton are teachers, accountants, engineers, artists, quantity surveyors, architects, doctors, business owners, researchers at the university, and some work here at the council. We're not all unemployed and uneducated, but what is true is that Brighton is not like some of the homogenous suburbs that thrive in this city. It's diverse, it's like any small town in New Zealand, and it's a diversity that's enriching, and we don't want to live in a cloistered suburban bubble. A Christchurch man came to Marine Parade not so long ago for a Trade Me pickup, and he dared to cross that invisible line. I hope he got his vaccinations first. His comments were along the lines of, wow, you live right on the beach. What a beautiful house, what a great spot. It's so beautiful. I've never really been out here. This is from someone who'd lived in Christchurch for years. How many people have lived in Christchurch for years and never wandered down that wild, beautiful beach? Create something amazing in Brighton. The hot salt water pools could become an amazing asset for all of Christchurch. It'll be a place that will encourage people to cross the invisible line. I think if the way to get people living in Brighton is to get them visiting Brighton and realising what an amazing place it is. That's me.
But before we move on to you, because you're a separate submission, you get another 5 minutes.
Sure.
I just want to say the reason we asked the question about New Brighton was that we put $5 million on budget for the legacy project, which was to be the hot salt water pools after talking to the community about what they really wanted. we had hoped that that would be sufficient to catalyse other investment, and it wasn't. To change the LTP, we have to ask all the people of Christchurch if we can put more money on budget. That's why we're asking about it. And the amazing thing about the process is that I asked staff to take out all of the submissions from New Brighton and tell me, did the majority of submissions favour putting more money on budget for Brighton? And the answer to that question is yes.
Yay. That's great.
So it wasn't
It's still there though,
that's
and
what I was saying,
needs
is
to
that
change.
it was a legal process that we're required to do in order to change the LTP. So I just want to reassure you that it wasn't for any motive, and it's had a really good result in terms of having a conversation.
We do notice the little things that are happening. There is progress being made.
Yeah, there is.
I think it is just about changing the wider Christchurch mindset
by
getting people out there.
All of the submissions that we've heard so far have also reinforced to me how important it is to actually tell the people in the east how much we've already spent underground, in pump stations, in community facilities, and what's coming, because I think it would help to understand just the extent of the earthquake damage and the facilities that have needed to be replaced. And also, this is a legacy project for New Brighton, but also, as you say, for the city.